The national anthem of Ghana.
À présent, hymne national du Ghana.
One can only imagine what it would be like if Ghana do go on to claim outright victory here in the final on Sunday. Rising spirits after a time of disappointment for Ghanaian football generally.
They definitely will be looking for a big win against Nigeria.
3 games in, Ghana still yet to concede, already assured of their semi-final place. There is a change at the back for this one. Emmanuel Ampia comes in for Thomas Abe, but it is the same powerhouse midfield 4 for the 3rd game in a row. A spectacular from Winful Kabina, won the points against Mali, and up front once more, Gideon Waja and Stephen Safo.
Yeah, can understand the change there. Abe with a thigh injury, so Ampia comes in for him. Nigerians will love their fans in the stadium to enjoy every bit of the game, but a big win against Ghana is all they look for.
Biro Kouassi from the Côte d'Ivoire is the man in charge tonight. I say tonight, it's actually a 6 p.m. evening kickoff. Does get dark in these parts quite quickly, but the sun just beginning to dip down over the horizon. And the lights are on. Salif Yusuf, Nigeria's coach, a man under considerable scrutiny, looking for a potent blend still, and still looking for a first goal in the group phase. 7 changes last time, but a stalemate against Guinea. Today, Azenwa's back in goal. There are 3 changes to the back 4, only the right-back Okoro keeping his place. Ademu, Ifeanyi and John return in midfield, and a new look up front in what might also be a new system. We shall wait to find out shortly.
Definitely Nigeria will have to count a lot on Okpotu for today's game. And of course, looking at the midfield, that is where Aremu Ali would have to come out with his experience. You can't write him off. Okoro is the only man to have scored with a set piece in the competition, and maybe looking forward for more today.
Well, it is and it isn't a knockout game, but surely Ghana, full of confidence at the moment, might be saying to themselves, look, let's do what we can to knock out Nigeria, then we won't have to worry about them again.
That's obviously the 51st meeting between Ghana and Nigeria in our competitions. Of course, the Black Stars want to keep that record and know that they have beaten Nigeria in 22 times, or perhaps the occasion, and so this time they want to continue with a win.
Nigeria, with it all to do in the tournament, 2 unconvincing displays so far in the group stage after brushing past Sierra Leone in the preliminary round. But they know, as they start, that defeat here will leave them hanging by a thread in this tournament. And it will be Nigeria to get us underway.
I'm just looking forward to thinking what is happening to the Mali and Guinea game. Obviously, they'll be looking forward to that one as well.
We'll keep you up to date as we can with the news from the other game.
Amos Frimpong will love to make sure he busts forward with his right fullback position. He loves to run deep into the position half of Amos Frimpong. But Moses Peter Energy with his speed on the left wing obviously can cause a little trouble to Amos Frimpong.
First free kick. Now let's see if they're prepared to hoist it in there and test out what's been a very impressive Ghana back line in this tournament so far. Delivery not really what they needed. Ado was alert to it.
Yeah, at least Felix Ado had to come back to defend for Ghana.
Another element, of course, but with all the changes, Ben, and the potential change in system is if they did come into the tournament, Nigeria, with lots of well-rehearsed set pieces, well, you may not have the people out there to employ them anymore.
Well, definitely. Maybe you still can count on Okoro. But if you look at the left-back position there with Akas coming in, James Daniel started in the last game. He's out for Akas, and so Akas would have to do a lot of work in the left full-back position.
Quite an irony it would be if Nigeria do get a result tonight that in a tournament renowned for producing young players, that their 36-year-old Ali would be the man to make the difference. They've started at least on the front foot and they've got a corner.
Yeah, good run from Obon Friday. He's one player with a lot of speed in him when he's attacking. He was one star who is in for a duo Kingsley. A duo normally would want to partner Okpotu up front, but the duo is on the bench today.
Again, it's low and quite flat, and it was read well by the skipper, Tworm. Safo didn't go for it. Now, there is a little bit of space, and this is shaping up to be one of the key areas. Akas at left back today for Nigeria.
Well, it's looking a little bit brighter for Nigeria, at least the last couple of minutes. They really kept the ball at the halfway line of Ghana, and the Black Stars obviously will look forward to at least defend pretty well. Nigeria can't surprise when they meet the Black Stars. That's where they come out with every beautiful game they have in their sleeves.
Tom, the skipper, from the middle of the park, setting the tempo. Here's Frimpong. Out and out front two, starting out for Ghana, but that wasn't a very good touch really by Ado. They have a man down in the centre circle, Ghana. It's actually just been noticed by the referee.
That's the captain, Chum, who went down after that challenge and appears to be okay.
Well, they can ill afford to lose him. He's been outstanding in the tournament and a hugely significant figure. Just for his influence on the other players as much as his own contribution. But injuries are a part and parcel of these tournaments, and Maxwell Konadu would acknowledge that, remembering what happened then in the opener when Vincent Atinga had to come on after, was it only 9 minutes?
Yeah, Musa Noah picked up an injury there, so Atinga came to replace him, and Atinga has looked flourishing in the centre-back role there for Ghana. And that's the challenge there on captain. Well, I think nobody really touched him. It maybe probably might twisted the ankle a little bit.
Well, we do think that actually he's carried an injury into this game. These were some shots our outstanding camera boys were able to pick up during the warm-up. He was getting strapping on the ankle, and I have to say the way he went over suggested to me that he was already carrying something.
Well, so his day is probably maybe over there for Trim. A big blow for Ghana here against Nigeria. You wouldn't really want to lose a man just after 4 or 5 minutes into the game.
I think they'll try and give him a chance to work it off, but also what comes into play here is the semi-final. And is there any point making an additional risk, putting an extra burden on him when they have the semi-final for sure? It looks like he's going to sit it out. Remembering as well, this is the 4th game in what is a tight tournament schedule, and potentially 2 more to play for Ghana.
But again, I'm looking forward to the Ghana bench, and all I can see is players who obviously love to operate from the flanks there, but if the coach decides to bring on Ahmed Adams loves to play as a centre-back for Kumasi Asante Kodoko. But if occasionally comes in as a defensive midfielder, that is if you really need the services, though. But it appears that will be the only substitution that have to come in for Isaac Chum.
It looks like it will be Adams, but at the moment they're down to 10, and here's Frimpong making progress from right back for Ghana. This is as far forward as they've been so far, gathered in nicely by Ezenwa. Ezenwa didn't start last time for Nigeria, remember. Quick release by him. Ghana were alive to that, well covered. Ado now on the right. One back by Ali. And well stolen here. Nigeria with the chance to put... I was going to say put something on the board, put something on the target was the idea. John screwing it hopelessly wide. He did well the first part here.
Well, that was poor there from Emmanuel Ampia, and Ubon Friday stole his way out, but again, he shot wide. Not the best in terms of techniques from Ubon Friday.
And the substitution has been made, and it is Adams on for the captain, Twum.
Huge blow there for Ghana, losing Isaac Chum, who has been so influential in midfield for Ghana. But again, the Black Stars will still have a lot of players who can actually change things.
Big tournaments sometimes become a test of survival as well as quality and confidence, and in that respect this Ghana squad not found wanting so far. And of course the other part to it, always tournaments provide moments of opportunity that players may not have foreseen coming.
Can't remember, teams have only 18 players in this competition, and so some may have to be given opportunity.
Spread wide by Ali. Nigeria have worked the ball well to the edge of the box again here. And it's been a bright start for them, but they cannot put the ball on target. And again there.
And that has been a problem. And there you have Peter Eneji. He scored when he came on the first game against Sierra Leone. He's not scored again. He's looking forward to hit the back of the net again, but good ball there from Okoro. He's always looking bright on the right wing position when he's attacking. Nigeria looking bright, looking like a serious side that wants to pick up a win here.
But they're also looking what they are on the scoreboard in the group. That is a side very short of confidence in front of goal.
What I'm particularly seeing on the Ghanaian side with the exit of Isaac Chum, I see Emmanuel Lomote playing more centrally now. And it means that Winford Kobna was to stay on the wings. But a very interesting story there for Emmanuel Lemote. He actually has signed for the Spanish second division side, that's the Extremadura UD, and he's going to move there to the Spanish club just after the competition.
Adams had a little bite at it. Be interesting to see, to your point actually, Ben, how comfortable he is going to be, Adams, in just that area of the field, and just telling there that he just allowed his man a little bit of space, and Nigeria come away with it. Headed clear by Safo. I think a second time. Felix Ado trying to be a little bit too clever down the outside. That hit the arm of Safo. I'm not sure it was deliberate, in fairness to him. Referee's got a decision to make about that.
Well, the Ghanaians are looking more nervous at the back, and you can actually see here, trying to put his arm behind him and hit him. But I think I have enjoyed the exchanges there from Nigeria. They've been more probing and more dominant in possession, and Ghanaians looking to defend high, and that could look very dangerous.
Still yet to concede, Ghana, and they won't be conceding like that. That's as straightforward as can be for Joseph Ado. What does happen as well in a tournament is when a team goes on a run of games, when they don't concede, they begin to think, well, we're absolutely impregnable. We will never concede.
What happened to Benin? They went down 4-0 against Senegal. I'm not too sure the Black Stars are thinking about that.
Here's Frimpong, and he's onside. Centre-backs did pretty well then for Nigeria.
Well, good run there from Frimpong. Never stop. Hit the ball straight into the goal area. Looking for Stephen Safo. A good intervention from Stephen Eze of Nigeria as well. Eze is playing ahead of Oluwachukwu, who is out of today's game.
Change and change again has been the theme for Nigeria through the tournament. Hatfuls of changes every game. Goalkeepers come for it. John tried to get Moses running. Moses has stayed down. Looks in a little bit of discomfort also.
Yeah, that could really be another problem there for Nigeria, because they've always relied on Moses, Peter and Nigeria. And of course, you can see that again hit the ankle when he was trying to get the ball back to the centre half.
I felt that up here, actually.
Yeah, it hurts a lot. And again, Nigeria really coming out with some dominant play. Ghana occasionally trying to cause a bit of a surprise on the right wing, with Moses Frimpong actually doing a good job. But credit to the centre-backs of Nigeria. Stephen Eze, he played the first game against Sierra Leone, but the coach decided to put him down and had Oluwachukwu coming in. But maybe he thinks that Eze can do a better job at the back there with Adeleye. Both players are doing so well for now.
Maxwell Konadu, of course, is expected to go on and win this tournament for his host nation now.
He has no option not to do that for Ghana. Akes, a bit defensive-minded, Akes. And Stephen Safo would always be the man up front to help you with options. He got a goal against Guinea. He never stops when he gets into a position half. Kobina. Felix Ado.
Nice turn by him. Went on and maybe overdid it a little bit, Felix Ado. Now looking to run in behind is Potu. Maybe this is the moment for Nigeria. Yet again they're denied. What a clearance that is by Atinga. The crowd love that.
Potu feel disappointed. The ball didn't go into the net. His first goal perhaps for the competition will be sweet against Ghana. But the timely intervention from Atinga. Look at the run again from Potu. Atinga was completely beaten. Yeah, but what about the recovery? He didn't give up on it, did he? He was caught out of position. Looked to his goalkeeper, and when his goalkeeper couldn't oblige, he said, well, I better sort this out myself. Definitely, he had no option but to do that. Again, quick eye there from Atinga. Good piece of defending from Vincent Atinga. Good job. Nigeria corner, and again, it's flat and low. Ifeanyi took too long over that. That's a good win back by Okoro. He's certainly impressed early on here today. And the goalkeeper, Ado, gets everything behind that one. That was a more meaningful strike from Nigeria. Oh, Nigeria would always have their spirit back anytime they play Ghana. This isn't a Nigerian team you saw back then when they did play. More height on that one. That's well hit as well, and again Ado is equal to it. I'm not sure it was going to drop inside his post, but he rightly wasn't taking any chances with it. I'm loving every bit of the Nigerian attack there. It's just so composed, and really look at the half chance they had again. The goalkeeper had to stand tall. And with good reason, he's asked one or two questions of his defenders. And again here, it's a little bit sketchy by Ghana, but they get away with it. Now it's Nigeria who've got a back pedal, and they did that well. Just know it's about telling you how Nigeria always love to play Ghana. Well, on the other side is Guinea 1, Mali 0. Yes, and little by little, the pressure is ratcheted up once more on Nigeria. Nigeria a point better starting out than the other two teams, Mali and Guinea. Seems to be the side now defending. Nigeria doing all the attacking moves. They're looking very pretty, Nigeria. Moses, energy, beautiful cut back. Still him, and again Ado is forced to save, this time on his near post. Well, good play there from Moses Peter Energy. And Pia finding it difficult, closing him down with his speed. And again, Ghana looking like the side already qualified. I'm not too sure they're really thinking about that.
Safo just offside. He's a hard man to keep quiet all night long. So this is how we would stand at the end of this if the scores stay the same, with Ghana already qualified, and as stated, Guinea will be edging Nigeria out of the competition. So it is a knockout game on a knockout night for Nigeria.
Double dose of knockout anyway, but looking forward to seeing what Nigeria can produce. Maybe if they're told about the scoreline back at the Indo Stadium, the energy of the game will change.
Long way to go. Nothing wrong with the way they've started in terms of their general play, but it is in this area, the final third of the field, where confidence clearly is low. But they have tested Addo. Efianyi. Goalkeeper takes charge of it again, but he's not made a very good job of it. Ball's just a little bit lively, and in the end, Safo got a foot in for Ghana. Nigeria quicker to anything dropping. On by Waja. Frimpong. Frimpong has taken over the captain's armband, incidentally, for Ghana, since the unfortunate Isaac Twum went off with what seems to be an ankle problem.
What I think is happening to the Ghanaian side is that you have Ahmed Adams, who definitely love to defend anytime he's playing, sitting right in front of the back four of Ghana. He's not supposed to be defending, he's supposed to put the ball forward, but he has a lot of defensive mind.
Safo didn't give up on it. Promising looking cross by Felix Addo, wasn't it? Atinga. And Pia has had quite a stern test already in this game, hasn't he?
Yeah, Paul. And Pia hasn't always lived up to the expectation of Ghanaians. John Obong down, picked up an injury when he went up, went for Kobna with that crossing through the goal area. And I think it's been looking pretty now for Ghana, maybe with his chance.
Seemed to fall awkwardly under the challenge.
But it's been 18 minutes of good football for Nigeria. Ghana doing a lot of defensive work now. Nigeria really trying to create that opportunity, draw a lot of rings in front of the Ghanaian half and make sure things are a bit uncomfortable for the Black Stars.
The unfortunate thing is, as they well know, there'll be nothing for good football tonight. It's all about putting the ball in the net.
Certainly, and again, the chance that was well cleared off the line by Atinga for Okwotu, he probably will be happy to have gotten a goal in the competition, and what a goal to have against Ghana.
Still, it provides them with hope and a foothold, and maybe for the moment, the less they know about Guinea against Mali, the better.
I'm sure they'll be told.
He got the first header. Frimpong came back off his arm, but he got away with it. On by Adams Ahmed. A little bit unfortunate. The ball forward was quite promising, and maybe just caught slightly in two minds was Gideon Waja. And Pia threading it through.
Ghana love to be more offensive in every game with Chum and Waja doing a lot of offensive work midfield. Unfortunately, Chum is out and Waja is probably all alone. He needs Lomote to push forward. But I think that Winford Kobna has been well limited.
Well, this is the kind of thing that can creep in. You know, that's a wildly optimistic hit from that range by Moses. He had 5 or 6 Ghanaian shirts in his way, and that's what happens when you can't put the ball in the net. You know, the anxiety begins to take over, and they have played well to this point. Threaded for by Ali. That wasn't a bad little ball.
Yet again, poor clearance there from Lomote. But again, the Ghanaian fans would love to enjoy every bit. They wouldn't care if Nigeria is attacking and looking for goals or not. What they care about is that Ghana already in the semi-finals.
And may I just say, what an absolute privilege it is to be here to witness all this. Fantastic.
Well, Paul, obviously, it has been great atmosphere here at the Cape Coast Stadium. Anytime Ghana is playing, and now look at it, it's Ghana-Nigeria. They sometimes say they're brothers too.
Not out there, not tonight. And as you were explaining and reminding everybody, not through the long history of rivalry between these two West African powerhouses. Flags up, flags up.
Yeah, Safo always loved to steal his way behind the centre-backs and didn't time his run well.
Well, it wasn't that clear-cut, actually. Maybe that angle slightly deceptive. I think he was offside, but maybe Akas was slightly dozing there. Efeanyi. Gets another stab at it, Efeanyi, and that's another nice angle on a ball. Well read, again by Ado.
Well, I just love the quick reply there from Nigeria to any Ghanaian attack. It's been more of, okay, I defend, you attack me, I get an opportunity, I hit you at the back as well.
Helped on by Safo. Got off by Akas. Sent long by Azenwa.
We're halfway through the first half already, and it's looking at Nigeria want to get a goal quickly. Salisu Yusuf has been worried about the unproductive attacking play his team picked up prior to the competition. 2 goals against Sierra Leone, and that's it.
Safo putting himself about to very good effect. Adeli is the man down. Rolling back onto the field to try to stop Ghana getting on with it here. Which says to me, 1, that it's not too bad an injury, hopefully. And 2, that they are concerned that Ghana would try and take advantage.
I think the reason Nigeria haven't really had much trouble with the balls behind their halfway line has to do with the fact that you have, well, this is the night in Cape Coast.
Everybody watching on from any vantage point possible.
You know what? They're watching it live from GTV Sports Plus and GTV here in Ghana.
Huge excitement and huge coverage across the country for this Ghana team. Huge interest in these players, mostly young players, hopefully with their best years ahead. Puto. Atinga had to time that well, and he timed it perfectly.
Yeah, Atinga has been impressive in this tournament since he came on for Musa Nuhu. Guess what? Atinga is the man who's been scoring a lot of goals on the spot there for Accra Hearts of Oak in the Ghanaian League. The only centre-back with a lot of goals in the Ghana League.
Roger coming off worst here. It may have been that Aremu just caught him as he landed.
You know, Paul, I would love to have Winford coming up, move central in midfield, because he is one player with a lot of incisive passes. He moved central and he was able to get a goal against a match fancy team like Mali. In Accra Hearts of Oak, he loves to drift forward, play behind the centre forward, and he can give a lot of passes to them. But this time, he's been more restricted to the wide left and hasn't really come back into the game. Lomote, I think he's really not back in the game.
That was just prodded forward by Adams Ahmed. Hard to know for sure just how much they've lost with the early exit from this game of Isaac Touam. Up to others to stand up to the plate now and seize the moment. Safo. Still very little seen of Ghana going forward. Tidy again by Ali. Again, wildly optimistic, really, trying to head and cause Ado problems from that range, Okpotu.
Well, I think Okpotu really is coming into the game pretty well. He's got some couple of chances, though. But back in Nigeria, he picked up the Gold King Award. I'm not too sure Lobby Stars, maybe they had someone who was feeding him with the balls and he was quite getting the goals for them. But at the nationals level, he's not doing that.
The pacey John was on the run outside, but it didn't reach him. A little bit of space picked up here by Corbino. We know what he can do. And as you rightly said, Ben, he's just not really had the influence on this so far. A sense perhaps that Ghana are playing slightly within themselves with the confidence that they are already looking forward to their semi-final date.
You know, what I see in Ghana is a team that lost its herb, though, but was able to get it back with a win against Guinea.
Safo. Not quite. Well, I just saw where it was going. Samuel Safo. Frimpong. Good by him. And good by Safo this time. Now Ghana beginning to move. It just eluded Corbino. That's not really what the crowd have come to see tonight, quite honestly.
Yeah, very disappointing, though. Gideon Waja was tasking Lomoto to get the ball to him. Well, Lomoto made 24 appearances, scored 10 goals and provided 10 assists with his club in Ghana. Dreams FC as well.
Ampire's going to get a free kick. Won by Atinga. If it does get a little bit dull on the field, there's an awful lot to entertain us anyway.
Well, that's what games like this are made for.
Now the goalkeeper's gone back as Enway. Didn't want to take it on and he might pay for it. What a recovery. What a recovery. Felix Ado maybe had too much time.
Well, I don't know why he slowed down. He got the pace right. Flag stayed down, was onside. Got into the box, tried to put the ball to the left and then cut back again. But Adele did a good job. Good defending from Nigeria.
They thought he was on his way. It was a brilliant piece of work by the defender.
Adele down. Again, thought he did so well to go back and defend because when the ball was whipped behind the back four of Nigeria, there was nobody just around the 18-yard box. Felix Ado had plenty of pace going forward. I thought again when he got deep into the goal area, he should have shot for the first time. Again, I can't understand why he had to slow down.
Ghana get on with it. Had a goal ruse by Samuel Safo. Nigeria seem more concerned with the player who's injured, really, than preparing properly for the corner.
Well, it's been an end-to-end action between the two sides.
In the end, it's short by Frimpong. He gets it back here. 4 in the box to aim for. A lot of hang time on that cross. And Lamotte not able to get over it.
So, Billy getting his head bandaged after that challenge on Felix Ado. Good job, Nigeria, though. We're keeping Ghana at bay, but they need a point more. They need a goals as well.
Approaching the half hour on this final night of games in the upper half of the tournament. Group 1. Ghana already sure of their place in the semi-final. Nigeria, of course, were the favourites to go forward, but at the moment, they're going out. As as they still search for a goal in the tournament, and elsewhere the goal for Guinea against Mali will give Guinea the other qualifying spot.
But again, my worry for Nigeria is a huge disappointment for them, a team that's preparing for the tournament in Kenya. They were looking forward to having the bright side of the competition and then use it as a litmus test for their chance at the Chan competition. When they go out there, huge pressure will be on Salisu.
Yes, I think that's right. Already in a very uncomfortable position, the Nigerian coach. Hopefully not too uncomfortable for Adelaide.
We still have a lot of people filing into the stadium to watch this game.
Thousands outside, as well as all the thousands watching all around this region of Ghana and much further afield. They're back to 11, Nigeria. No problems there for Adelaide, who's willing to put his head on it. Again, they go long. Frimpong did well. Waja. Lamotte. Okoro. Long by John, and that's not really causing these Ghana centre-backs any real problem.
Yeah, but again, a bit disappointed with the play of Arimo Ali. He hasn't really been part of Nigerian midfield play. I was expecting more from him. Moses Peter Neje on the wings. Very calm though.
Frimpong gets a free kick. Moses thought better than appeal or have a go at the referee for this. Did catch him, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, he caught him late. Ghana with a chance now. And Woodford Covenant would always want to go in for this one.
Moses Peter looks a bit forlorn and frustrated at the moment, doesn't he? Has had an impact for Nigeria on the tournament, but like several others, he knows this is the moment to make a meaningful contribution. Frimpong over it. Kobina's ball in. He's not quite got the range tonight yet, has he?
No, because of where he's playing. He's on the wide side of the left front thigh, and his job is to cut in. But hey, he has a lot of work to do. But if he's playing on the central part of midfield, there you can see his effectiveness.
I would like to see more of him as a neutral because he's obviously a very elegant footballer.
It's been a good game there for both countries. Nigeria occasionally trying to probe and be more adventurous up front. The Ghanaians have had to restrict their play.
Sense perhaps that the fire is going out for Nigeria a little bit. It's been some time in this game since they carved out an opportunity. Ghana certainly playing within themselves early on, but beginning to get some kind of territorial supremacy now. Kobina once more. There's a lot of height on that one as well, but Nigeria caught out by it. Atinga offside.
Yeah, well, yards offside, Atinga. And again, has to go back to defend. Look at it. Good ball, but he just moved before the ball was whipped into the goal area.
So the apprehension grows for Salesa Yusuf. Waja eluded him again. Moses found a little chink of light. Cut up by Atinga. Positive ball forward by him. Lay off first time. Ado made the run inside, and here goes Kobina, now beginning to wake up. Can go both ways, although he likes to have the ball on his left peg. But when he plays well, Ghana play well.
Yeah, Bob, did you see where he was afraid and he moved into the central row, and that's when he got very much into the game. Good pass there from Waja. Yeah, the Ghana Supporters Union really also having a good day.
Well, quite a competition between different elements of the Ghana support. They all have their chance and all rather believe they're the most important faction. Kobina again.
Well, I think the Ghanaians are really beginning to shape up now.
Just felt their way into this tonight, yeah. Saying to Nigeria, look, you're the team that's got to win it. You come on to us. More and more it's going long from back to front for Nigeria, and I'm not sure that's working out for them.
I love what I'm saying right now. It's been a little bit of switch of play. Now you do have one for Kobna sitting right in front of the centre forwards, and that's exactly what he wants to do. He wants to drift inside and make sure he supplies the ball to Steven Safo and Felix Ado.
Aremo. Well, he's just presented that to Lamotte. Lamotte again. Saw Safo on the move. Adelier. Back to front, and again, easy for Ghana. Long, straight, hopeful balls now from the men in green. And Ghana getting more and more possession and more territorial dominance as a result as well, perhaps.
Again, I think Waja feeling all alone in midfield because Chum was always the man supplying him with the balls, and they keep making a lot of moves there. But unfortunate, Chum with an early injury. Waja has to do the job alone.
Adams came onto it. Recovery again by Atinga. Becoming a good tournament for him, and I suppose 10 days ago, Ben, he was thinking, well, I'm not sure exactly how much of a role I'm going to be asked to play here.
Yeah, but again, when he got the opportunity, he took advantage of it, and that's what you need to do. You can't have all the time, though, but when you have it, make good use of it.
John has done enough, and got to like his work rate and his energy level. Corners have been poor so far from Nigeria, though. All of them, I think, have been outswingers, and no real test in that for Ghana.
Yeah, but sometimes they try to look out for their tall centre-backs in Adelier, and Steven ends it. And Steven would always want to move to the back post, though.
That's poor. The delivery is easily snuffed out, cleared by Steven Safo. Okoro did enough to get another go, but is it time for a different taker, I wonder?
Yeah, Okoro is going to be the one to take it again. But again, the target man, the goal area will be Adeli, Ali, and Eze. Watch them out. They always want to go for the ball first.
Ado has got a man on his near post. A bit more promising, but Ado came and took charge of it. I don't know, Ben. I don't see how they're going to score a goal from a corner like that. Ball swinging out to the penalty spot. If it gets that far, I think it's asking too much.
Yeah. And again, not the best of deliveries.
pass. Might have said he played for that a little bit, but it worked out. Kobina's got the free kick. Clever footballer, though, isn't he?
Very. That's a lot of skills up his sleeves. Deft touches from him still with Kobina, and he can score as well. He's got a good goal against Mali. Wonderful strike.
Was, and it's the goal really which takes all the pressure off Ghana tonight. Samuel Sarfo forward. A little bit of a pull on the jersey of Adeli, and that rather undid what was beginning to look like a promising situation for Felix Addo.
Yeah, Felix has been busy all around this tournament, though, but has failed to score, though. He's been working out, he's been probing, he's been pushing. Yet, he can't get to hit the back of the net, though.
Nigeria free kick. Which they waste again. This has got to be very frustrating for Nigeria supporters watching on. These are the basic things that they're just failing in. Shot on the half turn by Ali. Gets another go here. And Okpotu looked for the wonder goal. Okay, 1 in 100 it flies in the top corner and he's a hero, but
Okpotu today has really impressed me. Yet to have a goal in the competition, but he's actually been a stand-up player on the Nigerian, attacking play. I love him, but what I expect to have from him more is to get the balls, get into the back line, and make sure you make something out of the half chances you have.
And they have had them, especially early on tonight. Here's Moses now, and he hits it. And again, Atinga and Sarfo, the centre-backs, are in the right place. Lamotte wasn't really strong enough then. A little bit of space for Nigeria to work with, perhaps. It's John, very tight to the touchline with Ampia. Now here goes Stephen Sarfo. Addo just was a little bit lively when it came in his direction. But very good work once more by Atinga.
Very strong. You can't just push him around and have your way. You need to really have something extra to go around his man.
Just looks as though they've just decided, the two centre-backs, just give themselves another yard, just dropping off ever so slightly. Early on, once or twice, Ali and Okpotu were running down the side of them, but just giving themselves that little bit more time to see where it's going to build up, and they've really snuffed out that threat quite intelligently.
And it's been working for Ghana in the competition. And that's how come they had to concede. Good run.
Waja bowled over. And the first card. And it is for Ifanye.
Yeah, Ifanye's taking his leg out and pushed down Waja. Waja completely just trying to look for Safo and Lamotte until Ifanye came out with that push. Not happy at all, though.
So we're approaching half-time now. Still, we understand Guinea in front against Mali. Nigeria have to respond, but how difficult it would be at half-time if instead they were to concede here just before the break.
Huge disappointment for Nigeria if this hit the back of the net from Kobina. I'm sure Nigerians will be thinking, we need to block this ball.
But with the angle, it is a long way out. To me, it looks about 30 metres, I have to say. He's a man in form and he's full of confidence, as anyone knows that. That was a miss hit, but it might sit up nicely for the second one. And it did, and it was always rising from Lamotte.
Good run, good ball from Lamotte. The rebound was good, though, but not the best of angles there. Poor free kick. Oh, good hit.
Just wonder whether it might have been a corner, actually. I thought there was a deflection on it. 2 additional minutes to play, remembering there was the stoppage for the injury to Isaac Tuam. Ifeanyi. Can they pick the lock now, Nigeria? Almost seemed to change his mind, Rabiu Ali. Safo. Good work by him again. Frimpong. Excellent support from the right back. And he gets the free kick against Moses.
Yeah. Moses Peter Neji, he's been very silent in the game. I was expecting more from him. He's never used his abilities so well in this game. I think Amos Frimpong has done a job to stop him.
That was nicely done. Little flicker of what Moses can be. Aremu. As it stands, with Guinea leading.
Yeah, Paul, on the other side, the referee was pushed down, and that's the reason the fans are up there clapping, and it is something of an achievement there for us.
Well, they're all enjoying this. They won't enjoy it if Nigeria do find a way to get the ball in the net from here. Ifeanyi. It's little more than a back pass, really, for Ado. From a long way out, Aremu.
Yeah, this could be the last attempt by Nigeria.
It is pretty much half-time here, and it has not gone Nigeria's way once more. It's only 0-0, but the problem is that in the other game in the group, Guinea are leading Mali to exert maximum pressure on these Nigeria players. Ghana, already assured of their semi-final spot, started in very relaxed fashion, inviting Nigeria to come onto them. Nigeria played some good stuff, but they could not show that cutting edge in front of goal. It's haunted them all through the tournament, and they're now running out of time to find the net. Yeah, no wonder they look a little bit frustrated.
Well, again, Paul, I've been expecting Nigeria to come with a little pressure. Yes, they did that in the first 18 minutes. Ghana looking like, okay, let them come. We're definitely going to hurt them if they do make the mistake, though. But Nigeria still not out of the competition yet. They still can't get a goal, depending on how they come back in the second half.
Yes, you're right, Ben. It's not all over yet. No reason for Ghana to get over-excited either. More required from them, but I think that shot says it all at half-time. The captain, Ezenwa, saying, come on, boys, we're in a really tight position in this tournament now. At half-time here, it's Ghana 0, Nigeria 0.